On March 15, 44 BC, a group of Roman senators murdered Julius Caesar. They believed they were saving the Republic. Instead, they ignited a 15-year civil war that ultimately burned their republic to the ground. History hinged on a matter of seconds. On his way to the Senate, a teacher named Artemidorus handed Caesar a warning. In reality, Caesar ignored it. But if he had paused to crack the seal and read the names inside, the assassination plot would have been exposed before the first blade was drawn. Knowing exactly who was waiting inside, Caesar wouldn't walk in alone. He'd immediately summon Mark Antony and order armed guards to secure the building. The conspirators, surrounded and searched on the Senate floor, would be caught with concealed daggers beneath their togas. Forging a murder plot with concealed weapons inside a sacred political space gives Caesar a legally bulletproof excuse to eliminate his opposition. The leading conspirators are executed or exiled. In a single afternoon, Caesar neutralizes the Senate's remaining resistance without marching a single legion against his own people. With his domestic enemies purged and his political position ironclad, Caesar can immediately launch the military expeditions he was already organizing. He heads east. His first target is Dacia, located in modern-day Romania, to pacify the restless tribes along the Danube border. This map of the Dacian territory reveals a highly fractured landscape. The powerful Dacian king Burebista had recently died, leaving his territory deeply divided. Caesar exploits this vacuum, pitting rival warlords against each other while marching straight up to secure the Danube River. The Carpathian Mountains held enormous deposits of gold. Integrating these mines into the Roman economy and looting the local elites floods the state treasury with fresh capital. A secure northern frontier and a massive influx of gold gives Caesar exactly what he needs: the strategic safety and the financial leverage required to fund his ultimate ambition deep in the Middle East. That ambition is the Parthian Empire. A decade earlier, the Parthians had slaughtered a Roman army commanded by General Crassus and captured the legion's military standards. Caesar intends to march east and avenge the humiliation. Looking at this map comparing the invasion routes, we can see Crassus marched his troops directly into the open southern desert, exposing them to devastating hit-and-run attacks. Caesar's battle plan avoids this error. He reroutes the invasion north, advancing his legions through the rugged, elevated terrain of Armenia. Up in these mountains, the famous Parthian horse archers lose their mobility advantage. Without flat, open ground to encircle their enemies, they are forced into close-quarters combat against heavy Roman infantry, a fight the legions rarely lose. At 55 years old and dealing with failing health, Caesar likely recognizes that occupying the entire Parthian Empire is a logistical impossibility. After winning a series of major battles, he forces the Parthian king to the negotiating table. He annexes the border states, secures war reparations, and, most importantly, takes back the stolen Roman eagles. Rome achieves its geopolitical objectives without overextending its military supply lines. Caesar returns home having avenged Rome's greatest military disaster, cementing his status in the eyes of the public as an invincible living god. Arriving back in Italy, Caesar transitions away from military campaigns. He uses the vast spoils of Dacia and Parthia to begin reshaping the physical infrastructure of the Mediterranean. His first priority is food security for the capital. He initiates an engineering project to completely revamp the port of Ostia, clearing breakwaters and building massive new harbors to guarantee a continuous, uninterrupted grain supply from overseas. Further east, he turns to shipping routes. Caesar finalized plans to carve a massive canal straight through the solid rock of the Isthmus of Corinth, an engineering feat designed to bypass dangerous sea routes and drastically accelerate maritime trade. Relocating entire rivers, cutting through solid mountains, and feeding a massive metropolis require absolute, unquestioned authority. These mega-projects mark his final evolution, from a general winning wars to an autocrat physically reconstructing the earth. With decades to govern in peace, Caesar can focus on succession. Instead of fighting a brutal civil war to claim the throne, his great-nephew Octavian receives direct, structured training in statecraft and military command, straight from the dictator himself. The succession, however, faces friction. Octavian has to navigate a complex political rivalry with Caesarion, the biological son of Caesar and the Egyptian queen Cleopatra. A looming Cold War between Rome's official heir and Egypt's royal bloodline dominates the later years of Caesar's reign. In reality, when Octavian finally became Emperor Augustus, he was so scarred by his great-uncle's assassination that he hid his absolute power behind the modest title of First Citizen. But in a timeline where Caesar survives, that lesson is never learned. The new empire remains blatantly, unapologetically authoritarian, built on direct military loyalty rather than political illusions. By 44 BC, the Senate had been diluted, the military answered to individual generals, and the political institutions were shattered. The conspirators thought they were striking a blow for liberty. In truth, the Republic was already dead. The assassination merely guaranteed that the Roman Empire would be born out of decades of slaughter, rather than established by decree.